Hello and welcome to Tales from the Backlog. My name is Steve Boshier, and I'm some kind of space wizard. If you're not familiar with this channel, this is Shadows of Arconia, where we run two different shows. On Friday nights, we play an in-person game that is an ongoing story, usually set in Worlds Without Number, but currently, for the month of March, we're taking a little side quest for our Cities Without Number game, Midlight City. But on Monday nights like tonight, we have Tales from the Backlog, which is our second series where we try out lots of different games with a rotating cast of players. Tonight, I'm the only player in this game run by its creator, Max. Why don't you tell us what we're doing, sir?
Yes. Well, before I begin, I want to thank A Shipwright for the images that you see tonight. Roll20 for the opportunity to showcase some of the battles, frag maps for one of the maps that you'll see tonight, Forgotten Adventures for the minis, as well as another map you'll see, as well as our very own Steve Share for allowing me to continuously play test Beyond on this channel. So yes, welcome Wayfarers to the Beyond series. We've had our time in our full-fledged TTRPG Beyond the Obsidian Veil. Tonight we touch on something hinted at briefly during the last episode of our three-parter. Go watch those. It's completely different, so you're not gonna miss anything or need to catch up. So if you don't want to watch it, that's cool. If you want to watch it, please do. Yeah, but we touched on it a little bit, which I think your character asked the question. Wait, there are things going on in space or something like that. Yeah, tonight we go beyond the stars. We begin our tale looking upward at the shimmering stars. Slowly, we pan down and move through destroyed satellites of a dilapidated world known to the sector as the world that was. We push past gray clouds and the reflective hex panels of a biosphere dome covering a fragmented cityscape brimmed with a destructive sheen. Neon lights and holographic ads on display. This is the last city, home to worn down citizens living whatever life they can in a tumultuous world. The last city houses the last population of this world, the only known inhabitable location. Weirdly enough, whether it be because of the radiation or an astronomical anomaly, there seems to be an influx of what many people call anomalies. Mutants, gifted, whatever you wish to call it. They were born with extraordinary gifts. Many of these talented people have found safety in the underworld, hired by the Underking to run odd jobs, while some have used their gifts to exploit the world to earn renown in order to live comfortably. Others, however, have gone into hiding, as Districts 4 and 5 see many military personnel arresting those who corporations, religious, and government entities see as dangerous. But this story isn't what historical season brought our wayfarer to the lands beyond the earth that was. Neither still is it a story of people ripped through different dimensions. This is a story about families, about mysteries, adventure, and dread. Welcome, wayfarers, to Beyond the Stars. My name is Maxwell Durbinton. I am your candle keeper, illuminating the mysteries of this corner of our grand universe. Steve?
Yeah. What am I doing?
If we can get the intro.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
The weight of our stories often settles solemnly on a single person. All tales begin neither at their beginning nor their end. Such is the state of the stories we encounter in the intricate threads of the aether. Grand, magnificent, and unfathomable. Our candle keeper is the weaver of this cosmic loom, guiding the needle of fate through the tapestry of the expanse. Here in this realm do we journey through limitless possibilities and singular dreams. Welcome, kindred spirits, to the aether. Welcome to the worlds beyond the Obsidian Veil.
We're back.
There's a silence as we fade into our game tonight. And then the steady sound of a ship's system working autonomously throughout the void. Tick, Tick. Tick. Through the ticking, you hear something else. Mumbling. Lorcan, please roll me a body listen check versus a dread d6. While he's doing this, for many of you entering the game tonight, how this system works, it is the MAT system. You have an action die that is pinned against the dread of a given situation as determined by me, your Candlekeeper. You roll both and hope to meet or beat to succeed. You roll the die, and if you land on the highest number, you can keep rolling, adding to the previous number to your total. Lorcan?
So, body came up 3 and the dread came up 2.
So that's a success. Through the mumble, you hear something. Signal seemed fine, Jean. Tick. 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 Should I insert another 25 cc's into his tank? Yes, let's see where he takes us. The voices fade. The sounds echoing down the chrome corridors of the Marlow-V. You are a crew member aboard this ship that has been sailing for 3 months now. There's about a month's journey left, as the coordinates on the navigation's display shows. We've passed these same chrome corridors, flickering with dull fluorescent lights, entering the bunker where 4 crew members lay. Memorabilia of their families scattered in their home away from home. Families smiling, frozen in time. A porthole in this chamber allows you to witness the stars beyond, their beauty a serene glimpse of the worlds that can be, of the future of mankind. In the silence broken only by the steady ticking, the crackle of a radio alights on a desk near to the bunkers. The dull light of the flickering bulb now shining white, an installation that mimics the rise and fall of the dying sun in the Orionis system over the last city of the world that was. Good morning, wayfarers of the last city. It's March 11th, the dome above showing another gloomy day over the ports of District 2. Lisa, what's going on with the weather? Thank you, Josh. Weather today shows a high chance of radiation. If you're going out today, be sure to be out with your H-suits. If you're looking to outfit yourself with the latest fashion, Alpros Corporation has released a new line of vac suits, now in chrome. Go on over to the industrial district and spend those credits on what counts. Thank you, Lisa. Citizens, if you're new to our station, we've been following reports from Aeronautics Associates, their latest space venture bringing hope to our weary world. The starship Marlow-V has crossed the 5th parsec into the next galactic sector named Ui Pictoris after our late president. Now, while the ship's exact mission is shrouded in mystery, rumors spill throughout the districts of possibly new worlds we can inhabit. Could this mean our time in the world that was is at an end? What say you, Kyle? No, I don't know, Josh. This is a great question. Aeronautics Associates is an enigmatic company with shareholders as elusive as that new kingpin of the Undercity. Now, that is very well said. Well, listen, in other news, District 4 and 5 are closed due to a radiation leak coming from Garmin's power plants. Military personnel have begun the work of evacuating the nearby citizens. However, we do have a word of a death counter. The radio awakens you. A feeling of disquiet settling in your gut as you hear of Districts 4 and 5. It has been 3 months since you left the world that was, having accepted a research job from Aeronautics to investigate a possible new world. Maybe. At least they just gave you coordinates to map out this world, or whatever is located there. You were promised your family's move from District 5 to 1, a huge jump to someone of, well, your caliber, with a stipend of 10,000 credits and another 10 upon your return. Your mind turns to the last day with your family, a quiet nervousness. There were no more arguments on that last day. Those were spent the last few weeks during preparation. Now only a still silence that lingers, an anxiety that any broach of the topic would be an explosion. But this time, it was only a hug from your partner and a whisper. I love you. Now, question to you, Lorcan. As you hear the news of the radiation leak and your memories of home Who does your mind think about? What pictures do we see on your side of the bunker?
Well, there's a picture of my wife, and I have 2 kids. Their pictures up. But I also have a picture of my video gaming area back home, and it's bigger than the other pictures.
I love it. Question to you: what is your wife's name?
Oh, let's find out.
Tonight we are using a character generator created by me. It's taken quite a while to get it right, but I am very proud of what you'll see tonight.
Yeah, let's bring it up. What do you say? Boom, there it is. It's a little bit big. Let's see if I make it this big. How's that? Whatever. It's a little cut off, so I'll just drag this over. Drag that over. Cool. Let's make a person. Nope, that's Carlos. I don't like that one. I don't like that one. I don't like that one. Ophelia.
Ophelia Astrid. Copy that. And hold on to Ophelia for me, if you would. She'll come into play later.
You got it, boss.
But copy that. So it's another day on the Marlow, another day of data recording, of engineering, of exploring the ins and outs of your vessel. And that is generally one thing that training failed to detail about sailing the stars. It can be boring. Weeks go by without anything interesting, just the 4 of you, you and the other 3 crew members, just working tirelessly to ensure that the Marlow-V runs the way that it should be. But as you get dressed, each of the crew members attending the facilities to wash up, tell us, what looks back at you as you look in the mirror?
I am a large cyborg man with a physique heavily modified by mechanical implants. They mostly help me to do hard work in space. Heavy lifting frame is the bulk of it. My skin is translucent, a side effect of the drugs required to adapt to the frame. And my hair, which is luminescent, is braided. Shoulder length.
Thank you. And as you finish cleaning yourself up, tending to your activities, how do you fill your time aboard the Marlow-V? The other crewmates I'll touch on in a little bit, but how do you personally find something of interest to do within?
Well, most of the time I'm cleaning up after them, but if I ever am able to just like sit down, I have a little video game on my watch. It's Bloons TD77, and I'm just playing it forever.
I love that. Yeah, so the Marlow-V is a double-decker transport starship. It is constructed from plasma-infused metal with an expandable hull, propelled by plasma rockets, its hull painted deep space black. Unique to the ship is its long-range scanners. Its patch proudly displaying the name of the ship, the Marlow-V, on the right side of the hull. Modules attached to this ship that you frequent are the repair bay, cargo bay, panic room. This is not stuff that you should remember, just things that you're constantly like walking in through. There's a panic room, a merchant deck, 3 hydroponic farms, a brig, an installed surveillance system, self-destruct system, along with the captain's hold, a mess room, and a game room decorated to look like a dive bar. It's a packed transport ship, decorated with the best that credits can purchase.
So it's a transport ship, but there's 4 people on it, right? So we don't have passengers at the moment?
No.
I'm curious
Uh,
about that brig.
Okay.
There's 4 of us. Why is there a brig?
Hmm.
Is that for if we do have passengers?
Who knows? Who knows?
I feel like I
That's-
would know.
That's up to you to explore in a bit. So how this works is I have created a random generator to detail what you see throughout your journey. You see on your navigations control that you are about a month away from your destination. What that destination is, you don't know exactly. No one really knows aboard this ship. The hope is to map out the galaxy and warp back to the last city, having gained coordinates from Aeronautics Associates. With you are 3 others. Captain John Wilder, who, as rumors go, at least according to Gregory Tyler's, is sleeping with Jolene Scott. These are the other 3 crewmates: Gregory Tylers, Jolene Scott, and Captain John Wilder. Now, during this month, you do have the chance to interact with a random event that I'll click on, or if there's something specific you want to do aboard the ship, we can focus on that. Now, to recap, the people aboard this ship are is Captain John Wilder, Jolene Scott, a family woman and psychologist, as well as Gregory Tyler, who's done galactic travel before. Now, you don't exactly know if they're anomalies like you. At least that's not been discussed, as many of the interactions you've had with them for these last 3 months have been sparse. All of them kind of just tying themselves to their work and finding free time and doing hobbies that are separate from you, kind of coming up with that cleaning up after them bit, where they're just kind of doing their own thing and then leaving and doing other things, you having to constantly clean up. Yeah, but before I click the random event, is there anything you want to do?
I'd like to ask you for clarification. John Wilder is the captain. Jolene and Gregory, what are their positions on the ship?
Yeah, before I give them positions, I'll ask you, what is the position that you want? Now, Jean is the captain. There is navigator, gunner, and engineer left aboard the ship.
I'm the engineer.
You are the engineer. Copy. If you need a reminder for running the Starship rules, there is a section there when you click on it that gives you your actions, basically, and what you're responsible for. So we'll say that Jolene is the navigator, with Gregory as the gunner.
Okay. Where are the Starship actions? Where's that?
Within the character generator, there is right next to the skirmish rules, the Starship rules. Starship or Star.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. If you scroll down to
got
rules,
it.
and you'll see engineer.
That's useful. Because, yeah, I actually no longer have the tab with my own character sheet. I had copied the info over before I lost it. But,
Got it.
yeah, okay, I can look at that on Ophelia's sheet. All right, cool.
Sweet.
And I'm sorry, during that I missed your response to my question. What were the other 2 positions?
Right. So Jolene is a navigator, and Gregory is a gunner.
Copy that, thank you.
So Jolene and Jean typically spend a lot of time together.
Is it John or Jean?
Jean.
Okay.
People call him John as well.
Jerks call him that.
That
Cool
they do.
people call each other by their names. All right. So we are flying through space, eh?
Yeah, you are flying through space. And before I click on a random event, is there anything that you specifically want to do, interact with, before I click this, the random generator?
No. Let's do it.
Okay. Click on that. We are journeying across the stars. Captain's log is 2354. It is December 2nd. May the 11th is what I wrote. December the 2nd is a randomly generated code for the captain's log. So, through the mundane month, during week 3, you see tranquil asteroids afloat out through the porthole. The stellar winds calm through cosmic strings of amber hues. And additionally, you can observe out kind of afar a migrating space leviathan before you see it condense and warping from that location. It's during this week that the ship encounters a malfunction as you hear an explosion from the engine room. The lights within the ship immediately turning red and blue as signals begin to fire through. Do me a favor, roll another body listen check.
Yes, sir. Bodies D8. That's a 5 against a D6.
Yes.
2.
Okay. Through the sirens, you hear that mumbling again. Not entirely sure what that is per se, but you hear, sir, there's something going on. What do you see? You've heard that voice, these voices before. Can't pin them since you haven't seen their faces, but you hear. I'm not entirely sure. There's a spike in his systems. Just insert another 25 cc's. Keep it easy. Let's see where he's taking us. Okay, copy. The sirens are continuing to go off.
So this is coming over the radio from outside the ship?
Is that what you believe?
Well, that's what my impression was from what you said. Are you not saying that?
Roll me. We'll say roll me a mind no check versus a dread of a D8.
Mind is 3. Dread is 6. I have failed.
Okay. Yes, it's coming through the radio. Strange that you're hearing this. Why would the radio be talking like this? You're not entirely sure, but you feel like you have more pressing things to worry about as you do hear the siren continue to wail. As you presumably are walking towards that engine room, since you are the engineer, you see your breath immediately get, like you see your breath fog up in front of you. It's getting colder. Life support temperatures are decreasing every minute. So the ship needs to be repaired.
Yeah, so let me do that. Let's see, how do I repair the ship? I roll something.
So that is going to be a control check for you against a dread of D8. When you go into the engine room, you see that one of the life support systems has exploded outward. You see Gregory there with his arms crossed, just shaking his head. This isn't going to work, man. This is not going to work if we're supposed to get to our destination on time.
Life support is bulging outward, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I failed my control check. It's 5 against 6.
Okay. So the temperature is now decreasing another 10 degrees, so it is now getting colder. Yo, man, you call this you working? What the fuck is going on?
Why are you in my engine room? Get out of here. What'd you do?
He just throws up his hand. I didn't fucking do anything. I just saw the explosion. I got in here.
All right. You want to hang out and give me a hand, or you want to leave and get out of the way?
You want me to fucking leave? You want me to stay? What do you want me to do? It's your fucking engine.
Does this guy know what he's doing? Is he capable of lending a hand?
He can if you instruct him to do so.
All right.
So he will in essence give you advantage. Just a standard advantage control check. So if your control is a D6, you'll have another D6 to roll.
Okay, yeah. I will instruct him to help. So am I repeating the control check, or am I just adding an advantage die?
You're gonna roll a control check with that advantage against a dread of a D8.
Okay. Yeah, still failed.
Still failed. All right. It drops another 10 degrees, and this time Jean burst into the doors. Lorcan, we need you. You hear... roll me a... I'm going to do a Spirit Connect check here against a Dread of D6. Actually, the situation is kind of getting out of hand, so it's going to be a little harder. Keep it with that D8.
Dread D8?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Dread comes up 12, because that die exploded, and my, you said spirit, right? It's 5.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. You're just focused on the situation at hand.
Remember the practice before we went live when I was just passing everything?
Oh yeah, I do remember.
That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Now life support's going.
Your focus is within the situation at hand. Your whatever connection was kind of occurring just completely slips your mind at this point.
I'm busy.
You got this, or what do you need? We can always put in the emergency life support.
Yeah, we better switch to that right now, because this thing's gonna die any second.
All right. You see, John walks over to Actually, I'm gonna have you do this, since you know exactly where it is. You are basically going to hack into the ship in order to switch on the emergency life support. Hacking in this instance works a little differently. So the dread is still going to be a D8. You are going to take 2 dread die and roll them simultaneously. You're going to move the highest to the right, the lowest to the left, and then you're going to take your control die, and you're going to tell me whether that control die is going to fall below, in the middle, or above the 2 dread die that you see.
Okay, that's a 3 and a 6 on the 2 dread dice. My control's going to be a D6.
Oh, sorry. I heard you roll. Do you think it's going to fall below, in the middle, or above what you see?
So I call that before I roll.
Yeah.
I didn't understand. Okay. Yeah, I think it's going to be... So if it's equal to one of them, does that count as being between?
Yes.
Then that's what it's going to be. Because that gives me a... Yeah, that's 50% chance. Nope, I'm below it.
Oof. Okay. Hacking in, it's probably due to the stress of the situation, but one of the switch controls, because it is emergency, it is locked for emergencies. You fail to switch one last one. John ends up pushing you aside and switching it on. Do me a favor. You do gain 1 trauma due to the amount of fails that you have incurred and the intensity of this situation.
Mm-hmm.
With your trauma count as 1, you are considered weakened. So any body, strike, or shoot are at a stress down until you can manage that trauma. This is through meditation, through taking a long rest, or you can go to the med bay and take a stimulant to remove one of the that trauma.
Can you explain stress? Because my character sheet generated 16 out of 16 on stress.
Yeah, so stress is your health. Stress is basically your health. I'm using stress as
colloquially. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Not as HP.
Gotcha. Okay. So, so far I suck at my job, but at least I've got this big techno suit, which explains why my body's a D8 and my control's only a D6. But that's the current crisis resolved then, right? We're switched over to the backup life support. So I would like to... This is really quiet. I would like to repair the main life support while it's not running.
Okay.
I think that that's probably part of why I was having trouble dealing with it before, is that I was trying to fix it while it was still on.
Copy that. Yeah, with the emergency support system up, the again, using this colloquially, the stress of the situation has decreased. So the I should say the dread of the situation has decreased. So the dread right now is at a D4 if you want to attempt that control check. If you want to use another dice for this, you let me know which one you're doing and how you're doing it, so we can so you can repair it.
So I'm weakened right now. Does that mean any body checks would be at a disadvantage?
Your body checks would be at a step down. So
step down dice.
Yeah, if your dread is currently at a D8, it would now be at a D6.
Copy. Yeah, I'm just gonna do control then, because that makes the most sense. But this time it's against a D4. So, I've rolled a 1 on my control. That die has rolled a 1 twice in a row, so I'm throwing it. And the dread came up 3. So I have failed to repair this thing even while it's off.
John just grabs you by the shoulders and says, "Take a break. Go to the med. Go to the med bay. Take a stimulant. Gregory and I will fix this."
All right. Just don't break anything. And then I'm going to walk off, and my footsteps sound like RoboCop.
Yeah. You see Jolene crossing one of the corridors and hearing your steps, just jumps a little as you walk past her. "Hey, watch where you're going." Roll me another spirit versus a D6.
Spirit's 4. Dread's 1. Finally passed a roll.
You heard this voice elsewhere.
Wait, this is Jolene's voice?
This is Jolene's voice.
Am I now recognizing that it's the voice I heard earlier and thought was on the radio?
There were 3 other voices that you heard that you thought were on the radio.
But this is one of them.
This is one of them. Watch where you're going.
Hey, were you talking on comms earlier?
No, I got my own shit to do. You got your own shit to do.
Right. Anyway, I was nowhere near you, so I guess I am watching where I'm going. I'm headed to the med bay. See ya.
She just rolls her eyes and continues to walk. She's like writing down random shit on a board.
Yeah, that's the kind of shit she does. Some of us work with our hands, and when we're done with work, there's something that's been built or repaired. Other people just write.
I find offense at that one. But yes, you go to the med bay and you find a stimulant. One of, let's roll a d12 here. I'll roll a d10. One of 9 that you have, so you now have 8 stimulants. You can take those stimulants anytime you have trauma to basically calm you down.
Great, I'm taking it now.
All right, and you immediately feel calm and controlled.
Does that remove the trauma?
It does remove the trauma, yes.
Great.
Wonderful. So with the crisis averted, refueling comms, checking out the med bay. Is there anything else you would like to do before we continue?
No.
Okay. The weeks go on with very little occurring. Cosmic conditions during the 4th week are marked by mystic photon belts whispering silently through interstellar boughs of golden hues. Additionally, you can observe a distant supernova remnant. As you're flying by, you see your radar picks up on a galactic Confederate facility code, Lil Kappa 9501, as it is known within this sector. You hear John's voice throughout the ship. This is not exactly where the coordinates are leading us. It seems like we need to head north. I am willing to bypass the site. However, we do need a little bit of fuel if you guys are okay with landing as well.
Yeah, I vote yes.
Okay. I am going to actually roll for the decision of the others as well. Literally, this is the only D4 I have. Okay, so 1 and 2 is yes. 3 and 4 is no. So that is a 1 for Jolene. She says no. And that is a 1 for Gregory, which is a no. You hear back on the comms. Doesn't seem right. Aeronautics did specify we are to handle these coordinates at a timely manner. So anything that will result in us straying about might seem improper. Thank you for your decision, Lorcan. That is heard, but we are going to deny you. Thank you.
Wasn't it the captain who said let's go?
The captain did say he is willing to, but also willing to bypass it.
Okay.
Depending on the decisions of the group. So it is a no, unfortunately, as they fly outward.
So this captain guy, he doesn't actually make decisions. He just tallies votes. Is that what it goes on?
That does seem to happen a lot. And to be honest, a lot of what Jolene has said seems to be the decision that is made.
Noted.
Further confirming the rumors of Gregory that he believes that they're sleeping together.
These things happen. I mean, what do I care? We got to get... I want to get home anyway. I got games to play. I mean, I miss my kids.
True.
Something like that.
Yeah. So the week goes by without a hitch. As week 4 closes up, we enter the last few hours before the encroaching coordinates. Is there anything you wish to do?
So it's been weeks, you said, since the previous scene?
Yeah, it's been a week before the
okay.
after the.
Can I, since I have a week to do it in, take advantage to try and repair that life support again?
Yes, you may. Yes, you may.
Right.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can have advantage on this one.
All right.
Against a D4.
I've succeeded 3-1.
A beautiful.
All right. I finally fixed the fucking ship. You guys leave me alone.
and they do. And weirdly enough, I mean, the 3 of them don't really interact with you all that much. They're mostly to themselves.
That's fine.
The mumbling throughout that you've been hearing during this time does continue to happen. So if you want to take some time to either listen in or understand what that is, or just continue on, kind of just ignoring that as maybe they're pranking you.
No, I'd like to look into that a little.
Okay.
How can I do such a thing?
Um,
Next time I hear it, I want to investigate where it's coming from.
Copy that. Yeah, then we can have, because it has been a week, and you're kind of just working on the project, which
Right.
let's say takes like 4 days. You're taking your time, making sure that you get it correctly, and then you have that week. So roll me a body listen check. This is also going to be with advantage since you are taking your time to investigate it, against a dread D4.
Past that, oh wait, no, it gotta explode. I actually matched it, 6 to 6.
Meter beat. So
Okay,
you got it.
beat it then.
Okay. So we'll say it is the Sunday before you reach the coordinates.
Okay.
You hear once again the voices saying, one in a lower voice. Two of them are men. One of them is a woman. One of them you've managed to track down is Jolene. One of the men is talking. He doesn't seem to have much of a imagination. Are you sure that he's the anomaly that we're looking for? Now, I want to make sure that we're on the same page. Anomalies will come and go. He could be one of them. We don't know. We won't know until they reach. Roll me another listen check to see if you can, because it's starting to fade out again.
3 against what? Or
This will be against a D4.
I passed 3 to 1.
You hear, we won't know until he reaches the tower.
Now that I know that the female voice is Jolene, can I pin down the other two as Jean and or Gregory?
You can, and it's a simple, like, just understanding of, wait a minute, that's Jolene, and then things start to click.
And specifically, where are the voices coming from? Am I hearing them through an air vent, or are they coming from a speaker?
It seems to be, when you think of it, specifically when you say, oh, it seems like it's coming through a vent. Once you start to think about that, it literally sounds like it's coming through a vent. And in that moment, you press your ear to the vent, and it seems like you're hearing the voices through there.
I might have taken too many of those meds. Yeah, so I'll finish fixing the life support and get on with my day.
Alrighty.
I'm now suspicious that there's something going on this ship that's about me that I'm not in on.
Okay. The morning comes on the day that you arrive on your to your destination.
Okay.
The lights within the Marlow-V turning a bright white to signify a new day. Outside, cosmic conditions are marked by ethereal photon belts, the stellar winds twisting wildly through interstellar bows of scarlet hues. You hear a ringing coming from the navigation's controls. Find a small moon showing on your radar. There are no signs that tie it to a galactic sector, with 0 readings on the moon's information. This is your location. You hear John say, all right, this is it. We are preparing for landing. Everybody strap in to a chair. Head over to the navigation's control. Please take a seat. Take a seat.
I will strap myself in.
All right. And strapping yourself in, you watch through the window an ancient rocky plateau scarred with scorch marks and impact sites, including, weirdly enough, the remains of several campsites. This elevated island seems defensible with excellent vantage points and crumbling ruins for cover. There's no piloting role needed here to land. However, though, through landing anywhere on this moon is virtually impossible.
Okay.
Upon landing, everybody starts to get ready, kind of dressing themselves up. There's no concern in their face, mostly like, we've reached our destination, let's get the job done. But the concern you feel would be, there's campsites outside. What? This is the first time that people have been sent out by aeronautics associates to reach this destination. They've sent out several expeditions before, but why are there campsites? People are strapping in, grabbing flashlights, placing it on their shoulders, grabbing a couple of the stimulants and healing packs.
As
Morgan,
am I.
you okay? Great. All right. The Marlow-V opens up as the four of you walk down. The terrain is rough. You see it steadily rise as far as you can see. The sky to the west is filled with ominous black clouds with the appearance of a writhing nest of tentacles. To the east, the land slopes gently towards the tower in the distance. And you find the campsites here. Roll me a mind. This will be a history check against a dread d6.
Failed.
Okay. There's something to them, but you can't remember. Your mind is drawn to the tower. It's a silhouette against the backdrop of scarlet green hues streaking across the sky. You see Jean look at his watch. Seems the coordinates are pointing towards the east. Seems like we need to head down there. Everybody ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Several of them place gas masks on themselves, making sure that their comms are up.
Mine's built into my exoskeleton. Just...
Nice. Yeah. Several of them continue forward. Do you wish to search the campsite by any chance, or do you just head straight down with Jean?
I will give it a cursory glance as we're passing, but I'm not going to break off unless I see something.
Yeah, okay. That cursory glance, you see nothing. It's just void of life. You see the strange part is that the three others are not paying the campsite any mind, just focusing their attention to the tower ahead.
Captain, I thought we were the first people sent out here. Why is there a campsite?
What campsite?
Right over there, sir.
You okay? Do you need to go back to the ship? He pulls you aside.
You don't see the tents and stuff?
Broken. You've been fucking with us this last month. Are you okay for this expedition? Or do you need to go back to the ship?
I will answer your question if you answer my question. Do you not see that campsite?
There are no campsites about here.
Then one of the two of us is not okay.
Do you turn to look at the campsites?
Yeah.
With that fail mind history check, when you turn to look, they're gone.
Well, fuck. It's me. I'm not okay.
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah. I'm a good astronaut. I'm not going to pretend I'm fine.
take a deep breath. If you need a stimulant or if you need anything, please let me know. We will take as many pauses as we need to in order for us to get this done.
Physically, I feel fine. I just could have sworn I saw something. You let me know if I say anything else weird.
Okay. Listen, it could just be space. It fucks with everybody's mind. Gregory over there had 3 meltdowns on his last voyage with me.
Yeah.
We had to strap him down, put him in, inject him with some stimulants, but he was fine afterwards.
All right. Hopefully, it's not going to be anything like that.
Okay.
Let's
All
go.
right. We're moving on. The 4 of you move forward. We'll be traveling this whole entire day, so I have a explore a planet section of the code. So that's going to be 3 clicks. 1 for dawn, afternoon, and then dusk.
Okay.
Alrighty. So the morning drags along like a miasmic fog, dense and unyielding, swallowing hopes of discovery in the deep embrace. The sky shows billows of streaking amber hues. Above, you see 3 moons in orbit. And as you travel, the terrain changes to volcanic. Starts to get really hot. This whole hex is a lava lake. It's impassable. Well, as far as you know, it's impassable. But you see Jean just looking about. Well, I guess we can either set up camp here, or we can try to figure out a way around. Anybody got any ideas?
Am I tired? It's still morning, right?
Yeah, it's still morning.
I think we should. I can't see an edge, left or right. Like I can't see which way is easier to go around.
You can make a. I am going to ask you to do a lead survival check if you're trying to investigate a quicker route.
That is exactly what I'm doing. I've rolled a 4. What am I rolling against?
This will be just against the standard D6.
Matched it.
Okay, so matched and you beat. You see that the easiest location around this lava lake, about like 5 kilometers out east towards the slope heading towards the tower.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna point that out.
Okay. You see Jean clasp you on the shoulder and just say, "That's good work. That's good work. Seems like you're returning to yourself."
Aye.
As you continue along, roll me a trauma save. This is going to be against, again, the standard D6. So a trauma save is going to be with your. We're doing. We'll do your adventure die for this.
So my adventure die against a D6.
Mm-hmm.
Adventure die is currently a D4. I've rolled 4. Explodes with a 1, so that's 5. D6 came up 2, so I've passed.
Okay, so you're okay. You passed. You steel yourself as you continue along, but off the corner, in the corner of your eye, it seems to kind of just dim a little before you see this bright flash of light kind of pass it for you to kind of just snap out of it. You look around. There's nothing else.
I'm gonna approach the captain. Captain, it was momentary, and it seems to have passed quickly, but there was I believe I had a visual hallucination just now.
What did you see?
Just a moment, just a light for a second. Corner of my eye.
He looks around. Might it be the sun gleaming off of something, or
I don't think so. I mean, I turned right towards where it was, and there was nothing there. I just wanted to keep you updated on the situation.
No, I appreciate it. Take as many notes as you can about this. We want these reports to hand them back to aeronautics in case we send out another expedition to this site.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. While you push forward, you can observe gravitational pods that thrive here. And the area is home to these metallic spiders seen near hollow palisades, which to you think, oh, maybe it's their metallic frame that caught the light that hit my eye. So you can just pass it off.
Yeah.
The day pushes forward. You see these rock formations, some as large as mountains, floating in the air. As you travel past the lava lake, the terrain changes to more of a lush area, still heading towards the east, towards the tower.
You said mountain ranges floating in the air?
Correct.
Is that something we knew about before we got to this planet?
No.
Do I have any knowledge that would explain this?
You can, if you want to do a we'll do a mind history check to see if anything during your weeks of preparation to these coordinates have, I don't know if there's anything there.
That's
this is going to be against a d6.
3-1. I win.
Okay. Space is weird. There are several planets that have differing terrain. You strike this as one of those planets with strange gravitational pulls. However, if you want to test it out and jump,
no, I wouldn't test it by jumping. I'd test it by throwing something. Also, hi Yuri. I would grab a moon rock and throw it up. See what happens. Up and away.
You grab the moon rock and you throw it. It veers slightly upward before falling, and it seems like the gravity here is a little weaker. There's less of it, so you see that it's, at least from your throwing experiments, it seems normal, but there might be something within these the rocks themselves that could explain their gravitational anomaly.
Yeah. I'll ask. I'm gonna ask the others if they see that. They see the mountains floating.
You see Jolene like taking down a bunch of like notes and like nods over to you. Yeah, I see them.
Okay.
Why are you asking?
Yeah, why do they float like that?
Honestly, it could be that there's several I don't know, undiscoverable minerals out there that we just don't know about. Could be within the mountain themselves. Okay. She nods over to the coordinates. She's like, maybe where we're going might answer our questions. You see Gregory and John nodding in agreement.
Well, let's get there.
Okay. As you travel past and through this lush terrain, thick overgrowth makes progress slow and tiresome. While here, you can observe towering wisps that thrive, the area home to amorphous hollow shades that are seen near glowing mushroom trails. As you walk, a flash of light once again hits you, blinding you for a second. As your vision clears, you see chunks of spacecraft strewn around. There seems to be a space crash around here. You see Gregory stooping down to grab a piece of metal.
You said something blinded me for a second. What was it?
It's just a flash of light that blinded you, and as the vision cleared, you saw space wreckage around.
But I didn't see that there before the flash of light.
It might have been what drew your attention to the spacecraft, but you're not entirely sure. And it also seems, at least from looking at the other three, that they also are seeing the spacecraft.
Sure. So Lorcan saw this movie once a long time ago called The Matrix. And he's starting to wonder, with the voices coming from I'm not sure where, talking about me, and then the landscape maybe just having been altered. And I think Lorcan at this point is aware that this is crazy. Like, the simplest explanation is I'm hallucinating.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm not hallucinating, maybe I'm a lab rat for somebody.
Mm.
Maybe I'm in a simulation and none of this is real. I'm not saying it, but that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Now, back to my job. I'm an engineer. Can I look at this wreckage and make a guess at what caused the crash?
Yeah. That's incredible. Yeah, roll me a. I'll have you do a. We'll do a mind intellect roll against a dread of a d6, unless there is another one that you would like to do that you feel is better for the situation.
I would love to roll something besides mind, because it's d4. But could I justify rolling body for it if I were to say that it's because I am moving pieces of wreckage out of the way to find the part that I'm looking for?
Absolutely, you can.
All right, I'm gonna try that. Oh, that's terrible. I still failed. 2 to 3.
Okay.
I can't figure out what caused the crash.
You can't tell what caused the crash, but as you are looking about, kind of just picking through the wreckage, as the others are doing, you see, or what you find, you see that this used to be, I mean, because you've worked with ships, you're an engineer, you have done this work before, you've seen that this ship was a double-decker before whatever caused it to crashed. It seemed to be a transport ship. There are several different locations that kind of just point to where giant holding facilities would be. You see that it's constructed from plasma-infused metal with an expandable hull. You see that it was probably propelled by plasma rockets. Its hull, as you're kind of grabbing at pieces, painted deep space black. What are you seeing, Lorcan?
Spare parts?
Hmm.
Anything I can salvage?
Yeah, roll me. I'm gonna say if you're trying to look through and find something, I'll have you roll a lead notice check.
Alrighty. That's 5 against 6
Mhm.
against d6. I failed.
You failed.
Yeah.
Okay. Nothing that you find that is salvageable, but as you turn a piece, you see the hatch of the ship broken off. Marl. M-A-R-L. Beneath one of the parts. It's a little, it's buried under the sand, so if you would want to grab that piece and yank it out, that will have to be a body power check.
That's what I'm doing.
Dread of a D8.
Okay, 4 against 4. I matched it.
Neat. You begin to slide that piece out of the sand. Marlow 5. Marlow 5. You yank it out and drop it to the ground.
Captain,
What's going on, Lorcan?
what's that say on that door right there?
As he walks towards it, you hear skittering behind some rocks.
I ready my one-handed crossbow.
You see, as you start to do that, you see Jean immediately grab the his pistol and raise it towards you. What's going on, Lorcan?
No, two unrelated things. I heard something, but also I need you to tell me what you see on this door.
He kicks one of the piece. The Centurion. Why?
I would like to look at it again.
Okay. As you're turning to look at it again, it does read the Marlow 5, but something across Jean's shoulder catches your eye. 4 figures limping towards you.
Captain, behind you.
He turns. You see that these crewmates are dead. 4 gaunt creatures are walking towards you. They're wearing similar clothes to the ones that you are all wearing, except no gas mask. You see that they have a beak-like mouth surrounded by tentacular whiskers. Their eyes are like goats, and an enormous third eye has erupted from their foreheads. We are entering initiative, as you see Jolene and Gregory both get into positions to battle as well.
Everyone see those guys?
Yep, we see them.
We're gonna fight them, right?
Absolutely. What the fuck are you talking about?
Look,
This is Gregory.
I have made some bad decisions today. I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
Alrighty, so how combat works, we've touched on it briefly before our game, but you have as many actions as your armor allows you. So I believe you have medium armor, which grants you advantage d6 to your defend rolls, and then that grants you +2 actions. So during your turn, you have 2 actions to do. Everyone else will act before you. These creatures will act last in initiative.
Okay. So I am the 4th crew member to act.
You are the first crew member to act.
Oh, I misunderstood you. Okay. Excuse me. I will fire my crossbow at the closest creature.
Yeah, so they are nearby, which is perfect for shooting. So that is brilliant. They have a dread of a D4. So you are rolling your shoot die against that D4.
My shoot is 2, and the dread came up 1.
Brilliant. So that is 1 damage to one of the nearby gaunt creatures. You shoot at them. They take the bullet. This one looks like Jolene with a clipboard hanging from her satchel.
Question. My one-handed, balanced, ornate repeating crossbow says +2. Should I have added that to my roll?
Yes.
Then absolutely. I rolled a 4, actually.
Brilliant, which is even better. Her limb is blown off by that blow.
Okay. Sorry, Joe.
she's like, that's okay.
Don't worry about it. It's a repeating crossbow, so I think I can fire it again, yeah? I have
Yeah,
2 actions.
you have 2 actions, so if you want to use that second action to shoot again, you may.
I will. That's a 3 against 1.
Against 1. Are you shooting at Jolene again?
Yep. At Zombie
Okay.
Jolene.
Um,
Zolene.
Jolene, yeah. So that was 2. That was the difference.
Yes.
Brilliant. That same portion of her right side of the body blows off, and you see the whiskers just flaring up as the beak-like mouth just hisses at you. Okay, so that is your turn. Jean is gonna go walk towards or run towards a portion of rock that is floating by to get into cover. So that is going to be 1 action. And for his second action, he's going to take out his pistol and aim at Zombie Gregory to shoot. So I get to roll here. It's going to be fun. It's going to do a standard D6 against that D4. Okay, so that is 2 damage against Zombie Gregory. Gregory himself, I'm gonna have you roll. He just has a standard pistol, which is going to be a D6 against a D4. You can choose who he aims at. He does have 2 actions.
He's going to aim at Jolene.
Okay.
So he's rolling D6.
Yeah.
He has hit her.
He has hit her. What was the difference of that roll?
2. It was 5 to 3.
Which is exactly what we needed. As Jolene just bursts apart and falls over. You see human Jolene just let out a just vicious scream as she sees this. Okay. It is Jolene's turn. For 2 of her actions, she is actually just gonna run away and try to find cover behind the wreckage of the ship.
Okay.
That is going to be her turn. Now it is the gaunt creatures. There are 3 left: Zombie Gregory, Lorcan, and Jean. Zombie Gregory is going to get into he's going to get he's going to get engaged with himself with Gregory, human Gregory. So that is going to take 2 actions to get to. Zombie Lorcan is going to walk to you. Since he is nearby, he needs to spend 2 actions to get engaged with you as well. And then Jean is also going straight towards you, so spending 2 to get to engage with you. So that is going to be their turn. You have 2 of them flanking you. It is now your turn.
I'm going to roll this time with my 2-handed mace. So that'll be, and I'm attacking the zombie me.
Copy that.
That's 4 against what?
That is still a D4.
Okay, 4 to 2.
4 to 2. Copy that. Sorry, you said you were attacking yourself, or?
Yep.
Got it. Yeah, the hammer just smashes down into your own clavicle.
And I will do it again. This time it is 5 to 2. So 3 difference.
Okay. You raise it again and smash into that clavicle. You see that portion of your own body just concave as you see that whatever internal organs it would have had are not there. It's just empty blackness as you see just this kind of smoke begin to escape from that wound. Okay, so that is your turn. Jean is going to aim again and shoot at Gregory, who is engaged with Gregory. So that is going to be that d6 instead of d4. So that is going to be 2 damage. Do that again. That explodes. 6. Okay, so the second shot misses zombie Gregory as the shot fires and actually hits one of the rocks, ricocheting and hitting one of the metal pieces on the ground. That is going to be Jean's turn. Gregory's turn. If you can act for him, he's got a small knife that is going to be a d4 against that dread d4, and he's attacking himself.
Wow, he's exploded twice, so it's 11 total for his attack,
Okay.
and the dread is a 1, so he's done 10 damage.
Okay. Brilliant. If you can please describe what this looks like as Gregory grabs his knife to attack himself.
Well, I believe he is just so disgusted at his zombie face that he yanks his knife. He was using a different weapon last round, wasn't he?
It was the pistol, yeah.
It was a pistol, yeah. So he yanks the knife and probably just grabs his zombie hair and cuts the spine in half. Like, swings the knife around behind the neck and cuts the spine in half.
Yes, he does. We are going to have Gregory be a space away from you, so that's going to be close. I am going to have to ask you to roll a body save as you see this black smoke explode from zombie Gregory, encasing him as well. You do have advantage to this because you are considered close. This is still a dread d4.
My advantage is what die, though?
So this is going to be your body.
So I roll a d8 with advantage d8?
Yeah, just a normal advantage.
Cool. And dread is d4. So I've rolled 7 against 3.
Okay, brilliant. So you succeed, but you do see that Gregory is starting to feel it as he inhales like much of that smoke from his zombie self into his gas mask. You see his eyes go black for a second before returning to normal. That'll be Gregory's turn. Jolene is going to continue to hide using those 2 actions to spend that. It is now the creature's turns. Your zombie self is going to attempt to bite you.
I didn't kill him yet. I thought I killed him.
Not yet. He's still up. So that d4 against your defend die. So, and you do have advantage d6 from your armor.
So my defend is d8. I've rolled a 3, and I'll roll. Oh, the advantage can't. Do advantage dice explode?
Yes.
Okay, so I've actually rolled an 8 on my defense against 1.
Okay, yeah. It attempts to bite you and actually bites a little bit of that exoskeleton that you have, which just bounces off the bite. Angered by that, they're going to try to swipe up and try to cut under your chin. The second action. So roll me that d4 against your defense.
Do I still have that advantage?
Yes.
Okay, I've rolled 10 defense. The dread is exploding as well. 6. 10 against 6.
Okay. You manage to kind of turn your head as these longer nails attempt to stab into the soft area under your chin. It is going to be zombie Jean's turn.
I ain't got no soft area. Clank, clank.
Nice. Zombie John is going to attempt to bite you as well. He is flanked with you. So that is going to be a dread of a D4 against your defending as well.
Five to five.
5-5. Okay, meet and beat. Yeah, you feel its teeth meeting where skin is, but it's more like it's attempting to tear off a piece, but it's unable to. It's a little rubbery in that area where metal meets skin. So it does nothing. Irritated, it's just going to hiss at you for its last action, going back to you in initiative.
All right. I'm gonna hit him. Strike his D4.
Zombie Jean or Lorcan?
Lorcan.
Okay.
It's 4 against 3. 1 damage.
Okay, 1 damage. It is still up, but staggering.
My hopefully last attack, 5 against 2. 3 more damage.
3 more damage. That does it. As you hit it up and it explodes. I need you to do a body save with a step down disadvantage against that dread D4. So take your body die. And I believe that was a D8, right?
Yes.
So step down disadvantage is D6 and take the lowest against the dread D4.
Okay. Ooh. I rolled 2, but the dread came up 1.
Okay, you are okay. You saw Gregory inhale much of the smoke, and you two take a big whiff, but you're able to just snort it out before it actually gets into any of your systems as you hold your breath to hunker down. But your Lorcan self is dead with only Zombie Jean up. It is going to be Jean's turn. He is going to get out from cover and expend 2 more shots at his zombie self. That was caught. Meet and beat, so it just takes 1 damage. First shot, second shot, meet him. Oh, sorry, that explodes. Okay, well, that is 2.
Something on your end seems to be rubbing the microphone.
Could be the paper. My bad. I have moved the paper.
There you
Okay. So, yeah, 2 shots go into Zombie Jean. It is Gregory's turn. Gregory is hallucinating. He is eyes wide, looking around, is spending his last 2 actions just freaking out. Do you see that? Do he's stuttering. He's a mess. Jolene is also screaming off into where she's hiding. It is John's turn. He is going to, for his first action, attempt to stab into your shoulder where he last bit. So roll that dread D4 against your defend die.
Yes, successful defense. 7 against 2.
Okay. Unable to find purchase, he's just going to wildly try to bite at your neck.
Okay. 5 against 2.
Okay, you are able to pass this off. It is.
I look weak because of the translucent skin, but there's all this metal under it.
Yeah. Top of the round. It is your go.
All right. Can I grapple Zombie Jean and just throw him in this low gravity?
Yeah, absolutely. So that is going to be a body do a body grapple check against that dread D4.
Great. I'm going to do that because when he dies, I don't want to breathe it again. 3 to 3.
3 to 3. Success. As you're able to grapple him, your next action you're using to throw.
Yes, I'm throwing him as far as I can. I would also... Are there any floating... You mentioned a floating rock that went by that Gregory hid behind, right?
Yeah.
I would like to try and throw him into the vicinity of one of these floating rocks to see if he can get caught in the anti-grav.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah. Okay. Roll me a... This is going to be a luck check in order to do this. So that's going to be your adventure die against a dread of a D4.
Okay, adventure die explodes twice, so it becomes 10, and the dread is 3.
And just like that, you grab zombie Jean and you chuck him as his body hits and breaks and explodes into this black gas. But you see his body just orbiting that rock before, because of the velocity at which he threw zombie Jean, spins before exiting and flying further out.
Awesome.
During this time, as you kind of just gather your bearings, you didn't take any damage, no stress, so that's great. You feel on top of the world. And then you hear a ticking. And then Ophelia's voice. You hear, Thornton? Sir, his levels are seem abnormal. He seems to be coming through. You see the dark haze that was coming from the bodies immediately kind of just clouding your mind. It's all over. You look over to the west where you saw that black tentacle-like darkness kind of just covering that area, and it seems to kind of be rolling through the whole entirety of this moon. And you hear that voice again. Sir, he's coming through. What are we doing? In a daze. You blink once, twice, as you begin to awaken. Your vision blurry. Your movements feel slow, as though caught in one of those, in like one of the gravity, as a part of like the gravity from the rocks. You feel slow, contained, and through a blurry haze, you see you're in a fluid tank. Faces of those you travel in lab coats, looking through a paned glass. Your vision seems to be warped, the water and glass magnifying their appearance. I don't think it can take anymore, says the voice of Jolene. These mutants have the key to allow us to escape this world. You hear John arguing. Put him under again. He's able to find the portal. We'll be seen as heroes. We can send people. We are losing funding. If we kill another anomaly, how many expeditions can we send before even the public gets suspicious? You hear Gregory's voice interrupting Jean. What else do we have? Jean says. Put him under, he commands, as you see the edges of your vision dim and blacken as this black, almost syrupy-like substance begins to cover the water that you're in, and you inhale it as your vision again turns black. And this is where we will take our break.
Matrix. All right. Thank you, Max, for running the first half here. We still have 2 sessions after tonight, right?
That is true. Yes, we do.
All right. Yeah, we'll be back in 10. Thank you, everyone, for watching. I saw Yuri in the chat earlier. We'll see you soon.
See you soon.
Welcome back. We're here. I have woken up in a tank and then, gone back to the moon?
Presumably.
Yeah.
For the audience, apologies for the background noise if you do hear it. I had to move to respect my wife's time. Life. Anywho.
I don't hear anything.
Oh, brilliant. Anyway, jumping back in. So, metallic objects glint when kissed by the sun. You see your vision dancing, light kind of just flickering on and off. And your vision comes to, you see that the land is burnt and littered from impacts with random pieces of myriad spacecrafts. Multiple, not just singular, like what you found before. To the west, smoke billows into the sky from the wreckage of a downed ship. Don't remember there to be a downed ship to the west. There was only yours. Did yours? That's exactly what happened. You crash landed on this ship. You look to the east. A tower, twisted and eroded. Remains of a carmine ergonomic building appears like a shattered molar on the horizon. About a kilometer in all directions around it is completely vacant. Originally, the building was a breakaway from colony ship settlements. You remember this from your training. The hybrid bunker, armory, and research station built to serve as a protected space against the compulsive gate building madness. Wait a minute, what's going on? These memories, it's like they're being fed to you. You look around where you expect your fellow travelers to be with you. They are no longer there. But wait, no one else came with you on this expedition. It was just you. You look down at the watch you have. The coordinates pinging ahead towards the tower. This is where Aeronautics Associates wanted you to arrive. You realize you're looking for something in the tower.
I just realized we didn't use the Roll20 system on the combat.
It's all good. Theater of the mind.
Yeah. Had it open, forgot all about it. All right. I would like to try waking up again.
Okay. Roll me. I'll do a spirit intuition check for this.
Okay. That comes up 5. What's the dread?
It's going to be it's actually going to increase. It's going to be a D8.
That's a 1.
Okay. The moments that you were hearing things, that you felt something odd and different, was during moments of high stress. What you can intuit is that during moments of trauma, or these trauma events, is when you can awaken or feel that you're not really there. You feel two different things. One, this is fucking crazy. This is dumb. Nothing's happening. I'm on an expedition alone. But there's another part of you, due to your role, that you're like, I remember things differently.
I would like I don't think I am yet at the place where I am going to shoot myself in the foot to try and increase my stress and wake myself up. I don't think I'm quite there yet. But what I will do is approach the tower.
Okay. Yeah, just like I mentioned, kilometer in all directions is completely vacant, and as you approach the tower, you see that the bottom floor, the entrance to this tower, is an elevator shaft.
Okay.
It seems to be on. The light to the button to call the elevator shaft is a light in that same brilliant light that you've been seeing specifically back on the Marlow-V that signifies the shifting of a day.
I am going, I guess, to push the elevator button.
And you do. Ding! It's not long before the doors open, and you see a very comfortable room within that you can walk in. There's a pane glass that you're looking back at yourself. A little dirtied, a little weary from the travel. Yeah, you walk in. You look around. Don't see anything out of the ordinary. There is just a button to press to the first floor.
I will press it.
All right. Ding. Closes. I will have to ask you to roll a body listen check against a dread of a D8.
All right. Dread will be purple. 3 to 3.
Okay. And you hear, citizens, it is March 12th. We are getting readings from Aeronautics Associates that we have lost contact with the Marlow-V. They're trying to establish a connection with the people that went on this expedition. We will bring you more news as this development occurs. Stay tuned and be on the lookout for another solar array. And you hear the radio program continue. You're starting to get a feeling that this company that you're with is painting you away or telling a different story.
Yeah, that sounds like them. Okay.
It's not long before the door opens and you see a singular pathway heading towards this vault door. It is currently locked. There are 3 different systems that are blinking red, but you do see a terminal that you can attempt to hack into. The same hacking rules apply. You roll 2 dread die. This is going to be a dread d6, and you determine whether your controlled die will land between, below, or above. And if it's successful, you hack in.
So I'm rolling 2d6 for the dread, and then the control is also a d6. Okay. All right, so I've rolled 2 and 3 on those.
Okay.
So I'm going to predict that I will roll above it.
Above it? Copy that.
And I have done so. I rolled a 5.
Brilliant. You, interestingly enough, this terminal that you're playing around with seems exactly like the terminal back on the Marlow-V, which is probably how you were able to hack it as easily as you did. And you see the vault door hiss open. Eerie silence weighs heavily within this room. There's an absence of life as unsettling as any monster.
I will turn on a flashlight.
Yeah. Turning on the flashlight, chrome corridors reflect back at you as you walk towards the hallways of this vault room and into and above the tower. While exploring this module, You notice that the area is an anthropological study room, scattered with tools and weapons and other historical and archaeological finds. And then you remember the campsite.
Does it look like similar items?
You didn't step into any of the campsites before, so you're not entirely sure if it's
Well-
familiar. But if you would like to kind of just like look around, pick up on some of the archaeological finds, a lot of the notes seem to be in the handwriting of Jolene, and you only know this one because she, in the recreation room where the fridge is, she has like a meal prep like on the fridge door. So a lot of the writing that you're seeing here in these archaeological finds seem to be hers.
Seemed to be whose. I was on this mission alone.
Exactly. Roll me a trauma save against a d6.
Trauma is adventure die?
Yes.
It's 2 against 3. I failed.
Okay. Take 1 trauma. Sir, there's something happening. His levels are spiking.
I'd like to try to wake up.
Okay. Roll me well, I'll tell you this. Currently, where you're at with trauma, the more trauma you have, the easier it's going to be. Since you've now gone into trauma level 1, the highest, which is level 6, trauma level 1, you are rolling against a d20. So you are rolling your adventure die against a d20
Okay.
to try to wake up.
That's a 1 on the adventure die and a 16 on the d20.
Okay. You attempt to wake up, but nothing happens. Something in your mind says, "Wake up! Why wake up? You are looking for a portal. That's what your whole mission's about."
Oh yeah, the portal. Well, this is just archaeology bullshit. I must be on the wrong floor.
Nice. Yeah, you see a large sliding door off to the right that you can go through. You enter a room that seems to be prepared for visitors, but never to arrive. Beds are made, layer of dust on pillows, and as you walk through this, it looks like there's something at the tip of your tongue. What does this look like? It looks like. Roll me a mind note check against a dread of a d8.
Fail.
Okay. You don't know. It's devoid of anything that might have reflected what you feel like you would know, but there's nothing. While not devoid of interest in it of itself, at the heart of this room you do find debris.
What kind of debris?
Kind of just push through a lot more archaeological bullshit that you kind of just kick about until you land on a tape recorder.
Play.
It's your voice. Captain's log, day 7 of being stranded. I've encountered a portal. Something in the second level of this damn tower. I feel as though I'm turned around. I don't know. The portal, it feels important. I'm not entirely sure. I need you to roll me a trauma save.
Okay. D4 against D20?
Yes, since you're still at level 1.
I have failed.
Okay. Don't get anything, but it's your voice. The fuck is going on?
Do I get more trauma?
This. Oh yes, this is a. Oh, I'm sorry. This is a trauma save. Apologies. This was not against a D20. I drew the connection of you trying to wake up. That was my bad. So
Okay.
trauma save. That is your AD against. Currently it is a D8.
Gotcha. Still failed.
Okay, so you do take another point of trauma. So you are now at 2 trauma.
All right.
You hear.
It says day 7, but I just got here. Also, this isn't my tape recorder.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody uses tapes. We're in space.
You hear your a voice coming through the tape recorder. Shh. Sir, do we need to sedate him? What? Do we need to pull him? Let him go further in. We need to see where he goes. If he's able to find this portal, I think he's the one. You don't think that Alpha... Shut the fuck up about Alpha. We don't talk about her. Oh, okay. Gregory, if you can increase the dosage, let's see where he goes.
I'm going to hit record.
Okay.
Hey, wait. Who's Alpha? Stop. Play.
Hey, who's Alpha? Who's Alpha? Who's Alpha? You hear your voice echoing through the chrome corridors. And then a ticking.
I'd like to follow that sound.
Okay. It takes you downstairs. On stairs off to the left, as you descend, you enter this grand room lit by neon lights from this screen. It seems to be a communications bay. Antennas, receivers, beeping, sending messages.
Do I still hear the ticking?
You do. If you want to try to follow it, I will need to roll a lead survival check in order to try to assess where it is. This is going to be against Dread of D8.
I failed. 2 to 3.
Okay. It seems to just be echoing. You're not entirely sure, but you do see this communications bay if you want to try to fuck with it.
Yeah, I'm going to fuck with it and try to contact home.
Are you trying to contact Ophelia? Or are you
No, I'm trying to contact...
Aeronautics?
Yeah. My boss,
Okay.
my superiors.
Okay. What do you send to them?
This is Captain Lorcan of the... What's my ship called? The
Marlow-V.
Marlow-V. I've reached my destination. I'm just reporting in that I'm currently exploring the location, and I will check back when I have more information.
Shh. Silence answers back for a second before you hear. Then another one. I see you. I see you.
Really? Do you have cameras in here?
You look around. Roll me a. This is going to be a lead notice check to try to spot if there are any cameras against a Dread of a D8.
5 against 4. I win.
Okay. You look around, and you do see off to the corner a red beeping as if recording you.
I'm gonna look into it. Who's there? Who's watching?
piles of bodies. That's what I saw the first time I saw a vision. They call me Alpha. I'm stuck,
Where are you
Just-
stuck?
just like you.
Where are you?
Darkness. You're already saying you're dead.
I'm not dead.
Captain, this is no moon.
It's a space station.
Cuts out.
Is the camera light still on?
It's still beeping red, yeah. It seems like it's recording.
Do I have any kind of device for tracking electromagnetic signals?
For the purpose of this, sure.
I'd like to see if I can follow. If there is a wireless signal from the camera, I'll see if I can detect anyone receiving that signal. If not, if there's like a wired signal, I'd like to follow the wire physically.
Okay. To mess around because checking on the device, the signal seems to be coming from everywhere. There's no one specific place that it's kind of like pointing you towards, which, based on everything that you've been seeing and hearing, kind of makes sense since there's no physical location, at least in this whatever this is. But if you're trying to kind of break into it to find a wire to follow it, I will need to. I'll leave it up to you. It's going to be against the Dread D8. How are you like breaking into this to follow the wire?
Well, my intention was not to physically break into the wall and follow the wire by like touching it, but to use, if I have any kind of device that can actually track where the wire is in the wall.
I see what you mean. What you mean. Then, yeah. Roll me this is going to be a controlled tech check because you're going to be messing around with the technology against that Dread D8.
Okay. Ooh, it's a 1. Yeah, against 3.
Yeah. Same thing. It seems to be going everywhere.
I'm now feeling really confused. It seems like following a wire should be a linear prospect, and yet it isn't, and I can't get my mind around it. I'm going to continue looking for the portal.
Okay. There is a room that you can go into. It's another sliding door as you approach, senses your approach and opens by itself.
I look real quick to see if there's 2 guys in t-shirts pulling the doors.
Yeah, looking real quick. Nope. You are alone.
So this isn't TV. All right.
You do think back to several of the games that you play, and are just proud of yourself for that move.
All right. Yeah, I will go through the doors, and do I have any sort of sense that of the layout of the building? Is there, well, forget sense, is there maybe a map? Because I feel like I'm probably looking for a science lab.
To search for a type of map specifically, I will need to I'll have you roll a lead survival check to or spot check, sure, in order to search around. Dread is still a D8 within the zone.
I failed bad. It's 3 against 15.
Yeah, you kind of go through adjacent doors. You generally feel that you need to go downward, as there is a coordinates attached to the watch that you saw Jean wear earlier. Now you yourself wearing it, as you are captain. So you feel like you're going downward, and you feel kind of a pull towards this. you go into another elevator and going down. And as you enter this next room, you see models of a city that were never built next to this dome-like structure. And you think, oh, that's the last city. You never saw it from the outside, which is also a strange thought, because if you flew the Marlow-V, you would have had a vision, at least, or a sight of you leaving the dome. You kind of walk through it. And you see the cities, the future of living unexplored. You see the aeronautics design on each of the buildings and a plan for another dome to be built. Scattered across are plans and notes. While most of them are gibberish, full of math and mundane text, there is one that catches your eye. Project Omega. And in parentheses, beyond. Sir, you hear, there's another spike in the cerebral cortex. A memory. Did he hear us?
Yeah, I can. I want to try and wake up.
Okay. So I believe you have another point of trauma, correct?
Yeah, I have 2 now.
Okay. So it is going to decrease now to against a D12.
Okay. My adventure die exploded. It's a 5.
Okay.
Rolling a D12 now. Came up 9.
Okay. Can't wake up. But you see on the paper there's a genetic code that's written down. And then anomaly written time and again. The repeating thing.
Gattaca.
You see on the paper that there is also a tax document that shows negative numbers. You can draw together that aeronautics is broke. They're experimenting with this gene that makes you what you are. They're looking for something, though. The text, as you continue it, turns into a conversation you overheard. You'll need to go over it again, John, says Jolene. And literally, word for word, says Jolene. How does someone who has the Omega strand help? They're static. We don't say his name, Joe. To answer your question, the Omega strand comes in different varieties. Alpha has the power to see the destruction of our world. We're fools to ignore her. Perhaps we can find someone with the power to open up portals to a habitable planet. And so we're sending people across the stars in this simulation to do what exactly? To find habitable planets. These anomalies, dare I say it, might be the next step in evolution. Already we're sending out Project Beyond to El Prosp to deliver a synthetic version of the strand to the populace. If we find someone with the ability to project themselves beyond the stars, we can leave this place. Survive.
Is there a pen nearby?
There is.
I'd like to write in between the lines of text. Why don't you just fix your own fucking planet then?
You write that, and it disappears. And then you see the paper go white. All the text leaving it. As in child's writing, it says, actually it doesn't say anything. There seems to be a drawing. It's you within a pod filled with black liquid. The drawing disappears.
Well, good thing that wasn't creepy at all. Now, where's this portal? We'll save the mystery people from their dying planet so I can get out of this pod.
Yeah. And as you say that, within a blink, you see you're no longer in the room you were. Instead, you see a scorched area with reality visibly torn objects floating, caught in unseen current, and beyond it, a portal. Sir, I think we have it, you hear Gregory say. Send him through, send him through. He's resisting. Inject the serum, damn it. You feel a pinch in the back of your neck. And if you were to touch it and look at your hand, you see blood and pus. When you look back, you see a meteorite. Visions, memories. Small child. Bodies. Piles of bodies. Bodies saving. Bodies chaining. Scribbling. They're drawings. All of death. And then a feeling. Your body seems stiff. You feel as though something is in your arms. It's happening again, sir, says a voice. Then a ticking. Slow at first, and then seems like the dynamics are lowering, as though someone was modulating what you were hearing. Sounds like a heartbeat, matching the beat of your own. You hear the static of a radio signal come through. You look around. There's no way a radio signal can come through. You've been overhearing something. Overhearing it all. This just in, we have worked from Aeronautics Associates that the Marlow-V was unfortunately lost during space flight on the 4th parsec, having encountered a solar storm. The ship exploding. This is unfortunate news, but the voice fizzles out. And you hear a steady whine ring out. And in a glitch, you see the bodies of your cabin mates moving, shifting, as though shadows from the portal ahead of you. Hey man, you're okay. Take a deep breath. You see Jean walking up to you. I need a trauma save with disadvantage. And I'll tell you this, you might want to fail.
Okay. So I'm sorry, I know we've done this a few times, but it's D4 against what?
This is going to be, your adventure die. This is going to be against a dread of or we're going to do a D10 this time around.
Okay, well, I've rolled a 2 against 6. I have failed.
Okay. You see the 3 crewmates walking towards you, and then a bright light hits your eye. Something's happened. Your heart beats faster, and your eyes flicker away. There's a flashlight hitting your eye, your cornea. Someone's lifting up your eye. It seems like you're in 2 places at once. One, your physical body, feeling stiff and unmovable, while the other one, within, looking at a portal. You see your crewmates walking towards you. Hey.
I don't have crewmates. I want to wake up.
Okay. This is going to be, against that D12. We'll do your adventure die against that D12.
Well, I just gained a point of trauma. So,
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
You did. So that is now going to be reduced to a D10.
Okay. 2 against 4. I failed.
You failed. Okay. You are not waking up. You do have 3 points of trauma, and let me double check the points of trauma here. I don't have the character sheets in front of me. I'm sorry. Okay, so you are weakened from what I recall.
Mm-hmm. No, I'm sorry. I took a drug for that.
Are you taking a stimulant?
Oh, you're saying I'm weakened now because I've taken trauma.
Yeah, because you have 3 points of trauma.
Gotcha. Yeah. I will take a stimulant if I have one. Otherwise.
Yeah, that will reduce your points of trauma though, so it won't be harder for you to wake up.
Okay, I'll keep the condition.
Okay, sounds good. Sorry, I'm looking for. There it is. There it is. I'm trying to grab the character sheet so I can see the point of trauma that. Whatever, I'll do it later. Okay, so anyway, Since you are unable to wake up, you do see your three crewmates walking towards you: Jolene, Gregory, and Jean. However, they seem to be converging into one. Their shadows kind of merging.
Do you
They
guys
seem
know that you're doing that?
humanoid-sized creatures.
Huh.
You see their skin is metallic in appearance and is covered with crystals. They have 4 glowing eyes and 6 limbs with a snout for a mouth. And it snarls at you before going into charge. What are you doing?
I believe I am going to turn on this picture. And then I'm going to hit him with my mace.
So they are currently close to you. So it will be one action to get engaged with them in order
Okay.
to
I will take that. Should I turn on the map?
Yes, you can do that.
Okay. Is it this one with the tree monster on it?
That is correct.
There we go.
So you're moving there to get engaged with it. And you are going to hit it with your mace, is it?
Yes, it is a mace. And I will strike with it. Let me zoom in a little. There we go. All right. So mace coming up.
The dread for this creature is a D12. Just letting you know.
Copy that. My strike is a D4, but I do have a +3 with the mace. So.
What is your talent?
What is my talent?
If you're using a character sheet, that should be on your what did I say it was?
Geek skin, hair, face, clothing, personal flavor.
Yeah, personal flavor.
I don't have anything there other than braided hair.
So I believe your talent, at least from the one that you showed me, the talent reads: "You are ravaged. You can take your adventure die and stress. You gain a advantage D12 to your attack roll." That is up to you if you wish to use it, though.
Yeah, I'm just wondering where you see that.
Talents, right above personal flavor. Scroll down into the scum.
Oh, right there.
Yeah.
Okay. Take your adventure die and stress to gain a D12 to attack roll. All right. Yeah, I'll do that. I have rolled a 4 on my adventure die. Does that explode in this case?
No, this does not explode in this case, but you do take 4 stress.
And now I get a D12 added to my attack roll.
Mm-hmm. This is advantage D12.
Okay, well, my original roll was a 1. So was that. But it's a +3, and the creature's dread is what?
Also a D12.
I actually beat it. It's 4 to 3.
Okay. 4 to 3. So that is 1 stress. All right. You see that this creature has a unique ability that it's going to use called Mind Mash.
Oh, I was hoping it would mash my mind.
Make a spirit save against that dread D12. And I believe because you are at 3 points, your spirit save is now at a step down of its original value.
Well, that's irrelevant. I rolled it normally, and it exploded for an 8, and then the D12 exploded for a 13.
Okay. So you are, without even touching you, you feel your mind immediately sear in pain. You, I mean, it doesn't matter because your body is already weakened, but you would gain the weakened condition as you fall down to your knees. You are knocked down. It will take one action to stand back up and force yourself out of this current state.
Before I stand back up, can I try to awaken?
That you may, yes. So that is still a, I believe it was D10 since you are 3 trauma.
Highly unlikely. Yep, failed. 1 to 8. All right. It's my turn now, though, right?
That is correct. It does have one more turn, but it's going to walk up to you and in the voice of Jean say, "It's going to be okay. Just step in through the portal."
Yeah, there's no portal here, my guy. I will, without standing up, just smash it twice on the foot.
Okay.
Here we go. But I'm weakened. Does that make my strike? We can't go lower than a D4, right?
You can't go lower than a D4. You're just going to be using your adventure die as disadvantage for this.
Okay, so it's 5 against the D12. 11. First one misses. They both miss.
They both miss as you go to smash the foot. It's more like you do smash it, but it goes through the foot itself, as though the foot is just phasing out of reality.
Ooh.
You hear John or Jolene's voice saying, "There is a portal," and you see the creature reach into its chest and immediately just begin to tear itself as you see a brilliant light. Step in through the portal. Step in through the portal. As you see, it's going to try to grasp you. I need you to roll we'll do a body agility check against the Dread D12.
My body is weakened, so it's down to a D6. Or is it step down, or is it step down disadvantage?
It's just a step down. If you have trauma, it's a step down. Yeah.
Okay. And I'm sorry, what did you say the dread was?
D12.
Yeah, I lose.
It grasps you. So that was its 2 actions. You are currently grasped by this creature.
Okay. Hey, I have a question. The last time I tried to wake up, I did so by rolling against a D10, but I currently have 7 trauma. Is that correct?
7 trauma? Where'd you get 7 trauma?
I rolled my adventure die. I took my adventure die in trauma in order to get that D12 to attack.
You did. That you did. You do. So it can't go above a 7, unfortunately. But so you are currently at. Let's see. It was. I believe it's D4.
Okay. Well, we don't have to retcon, but next time it'll be against a D4. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Oh, that means all of your stats are currently at a step down. Just want to let you know.
Okay.
If you have maxed out trauma.
I am grabbed at the moment.
That is correct.
Is it my turn, or is it still this thing's turn?
It is now your turn. Yes.
I'd like to break free and leap into the chest portal.
Okay. So breaking free will be a body power check in order to just break from its grasp.
Could I gain any kind of buff by attempting to use the mace as a pry bar?
Very creative. I will grant you an additional d4. So that is going to be a plus d4 to your roll.
Plus D4. Okay. The D6 and the D4 both explode.
Go ahead.
So that was 10, 15, 16. And against the D12... 16 against 11. I break out. And with my next action, I leap into the portal.
You leap into the portal. Leaping into the portal, your brain immediately begins to sear. I need you to roll a this is going to be a mind actually it's going to be a spirit save against a d20.
My spirit at a step down is D4.
Okay.
3 against 17.
Your mind is searing hot.
Ow.
It's like you're living multiple lives at once, and it's too much for your brain to take. You blink once and you see something beautiful. A
Sir?
world. Ophelia? Yes. Yeah, you blink once and you see something beautiful. A planet full of life. Green, more green than you have ever seen in your life. More real. You take a deep breath, fresh air. You want it. You start to cry. This is more beautiful than you've ever seen, and you blink again, and tick, tick. Ophelia, you wake to the sound of crying children at the neighbors upstairs. Instinctively, you reach to where Lorcan would be. But of course, they're not there. It's been a few weeks now since their leave. The radio had just announced that they flew into the 5th parsec. Your spouse, an adventurer. And then you hear the broadcast coming through, and something stirs in your stomach. You feel that something's wrong. This just in, we have word from Aeronautics Associates that the Marlow-V was unfortunately lost during spaceflight on the 4th parsec, having encountered a solar storm. The ship exploding. This is unfortunate news, but you hear it, you can't register the rest of it. There's like a ringing in your ear. Your husband's gone. No, that can't be. And then there's something, a disconnect. Specifically within the words of the broadcast. Do you know what it is?
It's Lorcan's message reporting in.
Not quite. Before they said that the Marlow-V jumped into the 5th parsec. But the news report stated something. That they were lost on the 4th parsec. The 4th, not the 5th. No, there must be a mistake. Then again, you remember your neighbor talking about conspiracies. Something's wrong. Is your husband dead? 4th parsec. You hear a steady ticking. You look to the clock above your TV as it ticks away the time. Tick, tick, tick. And this is where we'll end tonight's game.
No. All right. So next week I'm Ophelia.
Next week you are Ophelia.
All righty.
So we are taking the perspective of the wife.
She's gonna just immediately start cleaning out that video game space.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for playing, Steve.
Yeah, thanks for running this for just me, man. That's cool.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, we'll see everyone next week. Thank you, Max. Thank you if you were watching or listening. We have Cities Without Number again this Friday. That'll be awesome. Midlight City.
You get to watch an awkward Archie just try to make it.
Just try to make it. For some reason, you're on the carrier ship with Brick, so that's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be fun.
We'll see you guys then. And I didn't announce it at the top of the show, but the first week of April, April 1st through 5th, we are going to be having Arconia Fest, which is a great big event that we are planning. We have a number of special guests coming in, which I won't list all of right now, but many game creators and YouTubers are coming to speak with us or to game with us, and we're going to be streaming from about 11 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. Pacific time every day from April 1st through 5th. So,
Every day.
yeah, we'll see everyone then if we don't see you before. But once again, thank you, Max, and we'll see you guys next time.